So let's hop in. I do want to say, if any of the messages from this reading resonate with you, please give it a like. If you're new to the channel and you have not yet subscribed, please do so. I would be very grateful for that. Okay. The earth element is about, I'm just going to hop right into some other things that I want to say. The earth element is about bringing things from the spiritual, which includes, the unseen, things that can be heard or felt, but maybe not necessarily through um, the physical ear and physical touch, but it's there. And then bringing that to the thought processes, the mind, communication that way. And then from communication in the mind, uh, how to do or say these things into the earth realm, which is the action, which is the manifesting of these things, the physical manifestation of whatever took place in the spiritual and the mind. Okay, so that's that with that. I do feel like somehow this is going to be a continuation of all the energies that have come out in the other readings. I've already done the water element, the air element. Okay, this is the third one we're doing, which is earth, and the last will be fire. So to hop on into this, I was asking Spirit for just like the overall energy of what's going on with the earth elements here, okay? And the first cards that came out of the Soul's Journey Tarot, they came out at the same time, and that is peace and happiness here. Peace and happiness. So I feel like this is what a lot of us are this is what a lot of us are trying to manifest. This is what spirit has been speaking into a lot of us, speaking, about what a lot of us, our purpose is wrapped up and intertwined and things like this. Okay. So now we've gone from the internal communication and the spiritual insight and seeking within to create this first within us. And now this is what's going to come outwardly. Okay. This is what a lot of us are talking about. This is what a lot of us have thought about, what we've been communicating to other people that we want and that we want to see in the earth. And now I think that we're about to get ready to really see more concrete evidence of this taking place, peace taking place within us, happiness taking place within us. Okay. This is going to be more events, I think, surrounding these themes. And I feel like this is truly going to be seen within families, reflected in families. Okay. Um, So yeah, that's what I have to say with that. The overall energy, however, at the bottom of the deck is denial. And it says, I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with insight of awareness. And I feel like, a lot of us may have been in denial at some point about the possibility of having peace and happiness due to things that, have been unhealed and unresolved in us. But with the water element reading, which I recommend you guys watch all of these readings, okay? Please do. I know that all of them will resonate in some way, shape, or form for you. But within the water reading, we were talking about how a lot of people had to go within themselves and they had to seek that treasure, seek the kingdom that was within them first, and all the other stuff would be added to them. In a lot of that digging and a lot of that seeking, there was a lot of conflict, there was a lot of pain, there was a lot of hurt, regret, things that happened, stemming from people's childhood into adulthood that were revealed, things like molestation and rape and just other emotional disturbances and what have you. And so a lot of people have gone in and they've done that inner work. And I think that one of those cups, that was needing to be healed was that denial. And it was going to come through us being more aware of who we were, aware of why we were feeling some of the feelings that we felt, like not having confidence in ourselves. Where does that come from? A lot of that was rooted in things that we learned in our youth, okay, because of traumatic experiences. But for those who went within, for those who were led to do that self work, that healing, that love, you're coming out of this denial because you have become more aware of where these things came from, where they originated for you. And now you're moving on to things like peace and your happiness. And that's where we are again with the earth element. This is what's being manifested from the spiritual first, through the mind, through your mentality, through you being clear about why you do what you did or why you did what you did, why you acted the way that you acted. Now this stuff is coming from the spiritual to the earth realm, to the physical, to what can be seen, heard, tasted, smelled, yeah, to the physical. Okay. So when I pulled the cards for the foundation of the general tarot, we got the judgment card, the Knight of Wands, and then we got the Four of Swords. So the judgment card is right underneath the peace card, which I don't see as ironic. I think it's important. I think that this is what the divine, you know, says is reasonable for those who went inside, for those who did that spiritual work, for those who did the inner work. This is what that tough shit brings about for you. Peace. Um, and what did it say? It says, I am a being of love and I release all negative energy. You know, that's what going within will help you to do. It'll help you to recognize everything, why it happened, all of that. And now you can have peace first starting within yourself, and then that's going to emanate and radiate to everyone else. And that is a judgment, in my opinion, for a lot of us who did the inner work. Okay. We have a lot of clarifying cards, and I'm not going to do those yet. I'm going to move on to the next card that came out, which is the happiness card. Okay. So because we've released this negative energy and maybe we even released emotional ties, soul ties, emotional attachments that were attached to the negativity, now we're moving on to happiness, greener pastures. So it says, I am aware that being happy means that I am on the right path. Okay. And I think that a lot of us are experiencing that happiness, some for the first time, others for the first time in a long time. We got dolphins here, and dolphins deal with I think truth, they deal with love a lot. They are also creatures that tend to mate for like ever. So I feel they're also very sensual and sexual creatures too, which a lot of people don't know. But anyway, that's an aside. The card that came out in the traditional tarot was the Knight of Wands. This card can be about absence, it could be about a breakup, it could also be about departure or being dispatched out. Okay. So I do feel like this happiness could be coming in very quickly, and it's because it's from the divine, and the divine says that it's time for you to experience this peace and this happiness on earth because of the work that you were willing to do spiritually. There were a lot of sacrifices that a lot of us made, to deal with this inner. And so as a result, you are now being dispatched happiness, being quickly dispatched your peace. But this is also something else, and I can't wait to get into that with you guys. Hi, honey. I'm almost done. I have one more element. I did all three signs like at the same time so that it could happen. I just want you to know. Oh, you do. So what else? Give me a moment, guys. So what else is feeling away? This could deal with vacation as well. So it's meditation, it could be relaxation, it could be a retreat. Okay, getting to oneself here, getting to oneself, um, and receiving messages, I think, from the divine about what to do, clarity, direction. So I'm gonna hop into the clarifying cards, but before I move on, the overall energy of the traditional tarot cards that came out was the Empress card, and that's my abundance card. Okay, so for me, peace and happiness, after all of the internal turmoil and conflict that a lot of us had to go through, that is abundance for a lot of us. Okay, but a lot of us are going to also be extremely abundant in taking care of ourselves financially, emotionally, mentally, physically. All of that is going to be coming up for us. Okay, and a lot of us had to fight for that. A lot of us really had to fight for that, but y'all did it. Hence the reason all of this is happening. So with the judgment card, I asked Spirit, okay, Spirit, what was this judgment energy about? What happened? And what I got was that there was a Ten of Swords situation that happened. There was an ending. There was a completion of something. Okay. Um, it could have included what we felt like is a betrayal. a stabbing in the back, if you will. But most importantly, this was information that we found out that was really hurtful to us, and it left us feeling defeated. This could have come from the outside, not just within. This could have come from others, okay? But we could have intuitively knew that it was going to happen as well. With the deer there, deers are extremely intuitive and hypersensitive. So I think that a lot of us could have known that that was going to happen. Some of us could have even expected it, okay? Um, the next two cards to come out together were the Seven of Pentacles and the King of Swords in reverse. So I really do feel like, what happened was there could have been a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius energy, could have been a male in our life, a husband figure, or just a position, someone in a position of authority who they could have been reflecting on something, possibly what would bring stability and security, possibly to a connection or a job or a relationship. And after they reflected, they made this decision and they told you about this decision. And it could have come across as kind of cold, um, unemotional, and it could have kind of been like their way or the highway type energy where what they presented to you was kind of like the only solutions that they were giving out at the time. And that could have felt like a betrayal to you. And you possibly could have felt defeated. You could have felt defeated. But all in all, I have to say that the whole time this was to get you on a journey to your peace, okay? Um, the next set of three cards that came out, which I really feel is about the divine feminine energy. There were three cards the first time. I think that was about the divine masculine. Okay, this second row of three, I think, is about the divine feminine. So the Three of Wands came out, and this was about putting in effort. This is about possible business dealings or pursuits, and you are waiting to receive and reap the rewards of that. But even if it wasn't business, this was about the efforts and stuff that you put in possibly to this relationship or to this connection with whoever it was with, family, friends, or romantic partner. And I think that you were waiting to receive word about something, waiting to hear something. And this judgment was that. With the judgment card being here in reverse, this is, to me, this is the answer. This is the answer. Um, this was what had been deliberated on, and finally it was made clear. This card right here happened to be right underneath that Seven of Pentacles in reverse, which makes me feel like somebody had not, that was a deliberation. That was somebody who had finally made a decision. Seven of Pentacles is about, looking at a situation, at a circumstance, no matter what category in life it falls under. And it's looking to see if the efforts that have been put in are yielding the type of results that you want them to. That's what it is in the seven. That's what it is upright, Seven of Pentacles. Once it's in the reverse, it could mean that something hasn't been um, beneficial to you. And so there's a need to feel like we need to cut this off. Or it could just indicate that there's some type of decision that has been made one way or the other. Okay. Um, yeah. I do feel like somebody could have felt like, something wasn't being met in the connection. So the divine masculine could have felt like the divine feminine wasn't putting in as much as he was, or she just wasn't cutting it for him. And thus, oh, guys, hold on. I'm getting that stuff. Hold on. And thus, he made a decision that maybe the divine feminine could have actually been waiting on. She could have intuitively knew it was coming. She probably could have wanted to make that decision, or she could have said it before, but she was still trying to put in work and effort into this connection. But the masculine cut it out, you know. And it came to the feminine like clarity, like, you know what, you're right. This was truth that was spoken, no matter, whether or not I didn't like it or not, whether or not it might have hurt my feelings or not, this is true. So yeah, I think, that we should go our separate ways for the purpose of having peace. And this leads me to that Knight of Wands energy, which was about being dispatched or, breaking up or moving from one residence to another. Okay. With the Knight of Wands here. This is Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius energy. So this could be this could be part of the person's sign who brought about this judgment, who brought about this, you know, idea of something ending, okay? But all in all, it's been for peace's sake and for happiness here, okay? So this is the good news about that. Now, clarifying the Knight of Wands energy, we definitely got the Strength card. So this is my Leo and Virgo energy. But most importantly, the reason that you needed to leave and the reason that you have been dispatched and the reason that you did have to take this leave of absence or you did need to move was because you needed to regain your strength, your happiness, who you are. Okay. And this was a spiritual journey with the Six of Swords coming back out. This is also to regain balance to me within your intellect, within your mind as well. This is a spiritual journey for sure. You know, you were very emotional, I think, but you were using your logic as well. You experienced your emotions, but you allowed your logic to help you to make this decision. And you were like, you know what, you're right. It's true that this isn't working out. It's true that I've been unhappy for a while. It's true that I'm not experiencing peace right now. It's true that I need to go get back to myself and I need to make myself happy because I'm not getting that here. Okay. So that's what some of the energies could be surrounding this. This is also about taking lessons that you have learned from this situation and applying it to your next place in life. Excuse me, your next lot in life. You have been dispatched to go and regain balance within yourself. Ooh, ooh, my nephew is up. Hold, please. Waiting on him, mommy, to fix his bread bud. So in the meantime, so that she can do that, he's gonna be with us. Okay. So where was I at? We're on the Knight of Wands energy. So we were dispatched not only to, okay, so this is what I'm also getting, this happiness that we're going to find in being dispatched and having to go back home, and having to have this leave of absence from, this connection that we may have been a part of, or even a job that you could have been passionate about, or whatever. Y'all, my phone is supposed to be on silent. It's literally on silent. This phone is doing what it wants to. Long story short, though, we were dispatched to get our strength, to use these beautiful lessons, honestly, that we had learned from the connection, wherever it, resonates, to get back balance within ourselves, to also become fiscally and financially stable first for ourselves, and so that we can be generous and charitable as we already are. We are very loving individuals, very giving individuals. And so this was also, I think, about giving to yourself. Look at my poo. Hey, hey, poo. So yeah, this was what this Six of Pentacles energy is about as well. This is about security. Yeah. You know what I also just heard? A lot of us probably moved back home to regain this sense of balance of who we are, of getting back to what truly makes us happy as individuals. A lot of us went back to childlike things that we enjoyed, things that we may have wanted when we were children. Okay. Oh, he's waving, guys. Oh, that is the bomb, and that is new. He's not that friendly. He's waving. Oh, I'm so happy. Thank you, Poo Poo. Okay. So, and we were leaving this feeling of oppression. We were leaving this feeling of having to feel that we had to work so freaking hard to be happy or work so freaking hard to make somebody else happy. And we weren't putting in this same effort for self. And just to be honest, none of us would make ourselves work this hard, you know? So this is leaving that. This is also, this could be um, the ending of feeling oppressed, the ending of feeling like someone's slave, the ending of having to do somebody else's bidding. You know what I'm saying? You want to walk? You feel like walking because you seem like you're trying to slide down. The Ten of Wands can also, if I'm not mistaken, deal with great wealth and great riches coming to someone as well. So I think that's beautiful energy too. Moving on to clarify this Four of Swords energy. There was a need to retreat. There was a need to get to self because there had been a whole hell of a lot of conflict in whatever connection or situation that this is going to resonate with for you. There was so much conflict. There were arguments, petty discussions. I'm talking about petty, okay? It involved other people. Everybody had something to say. Everyone had their 2 cents to put in. And I don't really feel like it was really beneficial for everybody either. This was chaotic energy. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius stuff going on here. And it could have been surrounding your decision about what you wanted to do with your life. Maybe you were in a period of indecision and you weren't sure which direction you wanted to take altogether. Oh, you okay? Oh, okay. So let's see. We got you. You got a coffee? Yeah. Oh, he is so cute. Did you bet, Josh? So yeah, there was a lot of conflict going on, and this was also why you were getting into a lot of arguments because you weren't so clear about what direction in life you wanted to go. But you were thinking about it, but maybe you weren't moving fast enough for some people, okay? And I think that a lot of us could have been multitasking. We could have been, trying to juggle maybe one too many ideas, one too many business endeavors, okay? But it doesn't have to be the case. We could be trying to figure out which one we want to start off with, okay? Some of us could do really well at multitasking. Some of us could actually juggle. But we're going to ask Spirit to clarify this. I do want to ask Spirit to help me to clarify the Two of Wands and the Two of Pentacles here. So I'm going to put those together and ask Spirit to help us to clarify those right now. Spirit, why is the Two of Wands and the Two of Pentacles here? Underneath the Four of Swords, why is that here? We got one card showing itself. Wow. The Ace of Cups. This is about choosing a path in life that is going to assist you with creating fulfillment in every aspect of the word: creative, spiritual, emotional. This is about you wanting to do something that you absolutely enjoy doing, that you absolutely love. You never wanted to just, work for the hell of working. We got another card to come out. Let's see. Three of Swords. This was a decision that could have been very heartbreaking, to make for somebody. This could have been a decision that, a lot of confusion was caused possibly by a third party situation. But and again, third parties could be family, friends, associates, work, romantic partners of your significant other, whatever the case may be. But what led to you realizing that you wanted something that was going to be totally fulfilling for you was that heartbreak issue. For some, it was a third party situation. For others, it could have just been a breakup, or it talks about a breakup, okay? That led you to realize, I want to be totally fulfilled. I don't want to just be fulfilled when it comes to the sex, or I don't want to only be fulfilled when it comes to this banter back and forth or something. I want to really be happy and experience creativity. The Page of Pentacles is what came out. So this is now messages or conversations about money. This is reflection as well. So you guys reflected on the Page of Pentacles energy and on this life path. Okay. And we got the Knight of Pentacles. So this is something. So once you started reflecting, you started slowly but surely trying to think of a plan, I think. And I heard a master plan on how you were going to do better when it comes to your stability and your security, and creating means for you to get that. And look at these two cards that just came out, and they flew out in the reverse. So then the Tower came. The Tower moment happened, and it could have happened internally first. Ooh. There could have been some inner conflict and inner turmoil that led to a decision. That's why I feel like for some of you guys, if this was a relationship, when this male came to you and were like, what are we going to do? We need to do something different because this isn't working. You were like, you know what? You're right. You're absolutely right. And so you went with that. Spirit, is there any more information about this? Two of Wands and Two of Pentacles. Okay, let's see what this card says. Queen of Swords. So now it's like you knew that you needed to cut this off. And I feel like this isn't just about cutting it off. You knew that you had to act like a single woman. You had to become single. You had to use your logic over your emotions at this point. And now you're in this place of cutting off anything that's no longer serving you. You know, and I think that that's a beautiful energy. So now you're going to be in this place where you're going to be way more clear about what you will accept and what you won't. And look at the bottom of the deck, guys. It's the High Priestess. It's the High Priestess here. So I feel like this is a very spiritual woman, okay? A woman who probably knew that this was going to happen, but maybe she was in denial because remember, we did have the denial energy up here at first. But now, when she became more aware after going within and reflecting in the inner turmoil and the inner conflicts she was experiencing, now she was finally like, okay, fine. Okay, fine. I accept this, that this needs to happen, and I'm ready for it now. You know? This could have been after she's done a lot of meditating. I'm trying to get his little pinky. Yeah, this was after she did a lot of meditation on her own, a lot of time, by herself in solitude. Yeah. So that is Cancer energy, hands down. The Queen of Swords is Gemini, Libra, or Aquarian energy. The Judgment, that could be really all signs or any sign. And again, that Judgment card was in reverse. So to me, it was like this was the answer here. Like you already knew that this was the answer and this was the best thing to do. And or that can also indicate that there are still some truths that have yet to be revealed. And with the High Priestess card being here, I would not be totally shocked and surprised about that understanding either. So I want to pull one more card, I think, and just kind of wrap this up all together if at all possible. So Spirit, would you please give us one last card that's going to give us the best possible outcome of all of this earth energy here? Give us one more card that's going to declare the best possible outcome for the highest good of those involved. That's way too many cards. So we're going to continue shuffling and asking Spirit. Best possible. So yeah, this is about secrets are going to come out. This is also about exploring, I think, your emotions as well, about what you're holding on to so desperately, possibly even about creating and establishing a more firm foundation when it comes to your money. And thank you, baby. Let me get it. Also getting clear about what it is that you truly want and what you want to manifest. Okay. So this is why it looks like all of this is here, why all of this is happening. And I also feel like this is what we're going to get clear about. I feel that a lot of people are going to be led finally by their intuition, by their spirit. And in that happening, they're going to manifest the desires of their heart. And look at the bottom of the deck. The Justice card. This is like the third time it's come out in every element reading so far. So this is going to be truth, balance, clarity. That's right, baby. This is going to be all of that coming out. Balance restored. Someone being cleared of all charges. Somebody being cleared of maybe the lies and the slander that could have been spoken on them during some of these things that happened. This is justice, man. Somebody is going to be coming out white like snow. This is karma as well being served as well. So that is the end of the reading for the earth signs. I thank you guys so much for sticking with me at this time. Now we're going to move on to the fire signs. Not in this one. Again, if any of these messages resonated with you, please give this video a thumbs up. Also, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Thank you guys. If you ever want to book a private reading, you can do so at theprettycoachoracles.com. Yeah, I also have some other specials that are getting ready to come up. I'm just going to throw it into this video, but I'll put it in the description box, hopefully, if I remember, of all the other ones. I do have a 2 for $20 general and love reading that's getting ready to come up. It will be performed on Facebook Live, but you do need to send in your payment prior to that. Today is the first day to go ahead and do that. I'll have all the description. I'll have all, oh God, I'll have all that information in the description box below as well. All right, you guys, y'all have a wonderful day. Bye.